All right, everybody. We're a little bit less than 3 minutes away to start this game between Shenanigans and Dow Jones Average. Still have a chance to buy some 50-50 tickets that will be called at halftime of this game, which would be approximately 3 o'clock. Be sure to visit the merchandise table where you can get shirts and cups and stickers, glasses. And next to the merchandise table, there are pretzels and snacks to buy. Plus, there is still time to buy a pre-sale ticket for pizza, $3 for a slice and 2 for $5. The pizza will arrive at 4 o'clock. All right, I will start the introductions for the teams. Representing the New York Stock Exchange, give it up for the Dow Jones Average. Number 10 is Wolverine. Number 132 is Ezra Pound. Number 14 is Marlon Brando. Number 17 is Kai Sexual. 1983 is I Don't Care Bear. Number 31 is Harmless Chainsaw. Number 318 is Glittersaurus Rex. Number 48 is Dolce Vita. Number 517 is T-Stop Tornado. Number 65 is Paul Funyan. Number 8 is Harm's Way. Number 84 is Veloce Villain. And number 89 is Spartan's Creed. And number 4 is Belligerent.
For the Philadelphia Shenanigans, we got number 16 Speed Tree, number 20 Kraken Jack, number 2469 Timmy Twitch, number 34 Necrophilia, number 40 Juke of Hearts, number 7 Sharkskin Scott, number 440 Ventura, number 5 D-Day, who just got lead jammer, number 610, Hef. Number 703, Smash Ketchum. Number 930, Sin Diesel. Number 9731, D Baggins. Number 99, Droog. With bench coaches Grasso and Benito.
D-Day was lead jammer, picked up 2 points. Kai Sexual for Dow Jones Average, picked up 1.
Juke of Hearts for the Shenanigans out on the line.
Shenanigans braced up against Dow Jones Average's jammer. That is number 65, Paul Funyan.
Juke of Hearts getting lead jammer. Coming around for some points. Pack speeding up. Juke calling it off with a 0-0 jam.
We are 2 jams in. Both jammers have gotten through the pack almost simultaneously, where the Dow Jones averages was threatening, so Shenanigans had to call it off almost as soon as they got into the pack.
Ventura up on the line for the Shenanigans. Up against Kai Sexual with lead jammer.
Timmy Twitch sent to the penalty box. Timmy Twitch is the pivot for Shenanigans in this jam.
Kai Sexual getting 5 points.
Dow Jones held Ventura long enough for Kai Sexual to get around the track into the pack, score the points, and call up the jam. Dow Jones average with a 10-2 lead. Dow Jones average in the red, Shenanigans in the black.
D-Day getting lead jammer. Paul Funyon taking the outside line, getting through.
Hef sent to the penalty box for Shenanigans.
D-Day getting 3 points and calling it off. Scores now, Dow Jones average 10, Shenanigans 5.
Shenanigans are down 1 blocker.
Spartans Creed getting lead jammer. Duke of Hearts getting out and around. Spartans Creed taking that inside line for 4 and calling it off. Ventura up against Kyle Sexual.
Multiplayer block being called on Smash Ketchum. Volche Villain also sent to the penalty box.
Kai Sexual getting called lead. Ventura fighting and getting out. Kai Sexual getting his 5, calling it off. Current score, Dow Jones 19, Shenanigans 5.
D-Day has 2 blockers to help him in the pack.
Paul Funyon getting lead jammer. D-Day taking that outside line and getting out. Paul Funyon getting to the outside, getting his 4 points, calling the jam. 4-0 jam. Duke of Hearts up on the line with Spartans Creed.
Shenanigans down one blocker for the second jam in a row.
Duke of Hearts getting lead jammer.
Spartans Creed working against Shenanigans line.
Pack back up to full strength for both teams. Duke of Hearts taking that outside line and not going out of bounds, coming back in.
Veloce Villain end. I don't care, Bear. We're sealing up Dukes of Hearts on the inside.
Duke of Hearts getting that inside, doing a couple little hops, and unfortunately getting that cut track call.
Both jammer and pivot for Shenanigans are in the penalty box.
Spartans Creed on the power jam. Taking that inside line, picking up 5 points for the Dow Jones average.
Patient pack of Spartans Creed comes in and gets taken out by Speed Tree.
Speed Tree dropping back, giving Spartans Creed somewhere to go.
Ezra Pound of Dow Jones average sent to the penalty box.
Half taking Spartans Creed out to the outside, dropping back.
I don't care, Bear. Putting a shoulder into Duke of Hearts.
Duke of Hearts being recycled back. Almost a full corner.
I don't care, Bear. And Glitosaurus Rex recycles Duke of Hearts. Veloce Villain now helping them get Duke of Hearts out of bounds.
Spartans Creed picking up 5 points and coming back around. The jam ends. Duke of Hearts getting 5 right before the end of that jam.
Timeout is called by the Shenanigans.
That was a 10-5 jam for both. For
HBM Marketing Communications, proficiency in working with today's evolving dynamic media and synergetic understanding of business-to-business, consumer, and healthcare marketing are just the starting points of what HBM has to offer clients. Visit their website at hbmadv.com, located at 520 South Front Street, Philadelphia, PA 19147.
we'd also like to thank another sponsor for PJRD, which is Gino's Steaks. Try their steak Milano, cheese steak with fried tomatoes and oregano. Open 24/7. Out in Philly at 1219 South 9th Street. Starting again with Kai Sexual and Ventura. Kai Sexual being called lead jammer and being dropped back. Shenanigans line keeping him back. And Kai Sexual calling it off. 0-0 jam.
Shenanigans causes a bunch of problems for Kai Sexual to force a call off.
It's always an interesting situation when the jammer gets lead but then gets sucked back in by the pack on that initial. D-Day dragging a foot and coming back on the inside, getting a cut track.
Paul Funyon
getting lead jammer.
Shenanigans swarming Paul Funyon and taking him out of bounds on the inside. Paul Funyon works to the outside, now fighting against the last. That's Sharkskin Scott. 5 points on the board for Paul Funyon.
D-Day back on the track, fighting to get through his initial.
Paul Funyon got caught behind Hef, who was pressing him up against the inside line. Hef now going to the penalty box.
Paul Funyon getting his 5 points and calling it. Duke of Hearts up on the line, up against Kai Sexual. Duke of Hearts getting lead jammer.
Kai Sexual recycled behind Smash Ketchum.
D-Bagging's getting a out of play penalty.
Duke of Hearts was sent out of bounds. Has to call the jam. Harmsway took a bump, but he is up and skating off the track. Dow Jones average with 43. Philadelphia Shenanigans with 15.
Ventura and Paul Funyon out on the line. Paul Funyon getting lead jammer.
Speetree puts a hit on Paul Funyon. Then Necrophilia sends him to the outs inside. Paul Funyon now gets a high block penalty.
Which means Ventura has a power jam. Not lead with some power behind him.
Timmy
Brando getting called on a multiplayer block.
Timmy Twitch stops a recycle. Shenanigans jammer is sent to the penalty box. Ventura.
Jammers alternating out. Paul Funyon hitting that pack.
Dow Jones average try to clear out some space to help Paul Funyon get through the pack. Shenanigans recycles to the front of the pack and is not allowed. Oh, a high block again called on Paul Funyon. Timmy Twitch also sent to the penalty box.
Timmy getting an out of play penalty. Ventura skirting that outside line, getting his 5 points.
4 blockers on the track for Dow Jones average.
It's a 5-5 jam, or it would appear so. I thought he had another
pack. D-Day on the power start.
Swimming through that inside line, taking lead jammer. Pushing that outside line and then skirting the inside line, picking up his 5. D-Day making it look easy out there.
D-Day into the pack, fighting. 2 points picked up by D-Day on that pass. Shenanigans and D-Day pick up 7 points on that jam, leaving Dow Jones average scoreless on that jam.
Duke of Hearts on the line versus Kai Sexual. Pack at full strength, everybody out on the track.
Full complement of blockers on the track.
And the jam started.
Duke of Hearts gets taken down by Mullen Brando. And then gets taken out of bounds by Wolverine.
Kai Sexual getting lead jammer.
Shenanigans braced up. Nice
College.
job by Kai Sexual stepping through the inside. Picks up 4 points.
Ventura on the line. Paul Funyon trying to get past that line, not getting it. Ventura with lead.
Opening left for Paul Funyon to make his way slowly through the pack. 4 points on the board for Shenanigans.
Kai Sexual and D-Day up on the line. Shenanigans with a one-person pack advantage. Kai Sexual taking that inside line, getting lead jammer.
It's a nice compression by Dow Jones average blocker to help Kai Sexual get through the pack and become lead. 1 point is picked up by Kai Sexual. Dow Jones average is holding a 22-point lead, 53-31.
Little less than 10 and a half minutes left in this period.
Duke of Hearts. And okay, we have an official timeout. At Great Lodge Pub, you will get great beer, great food, and great people in the Great Northeast. Located at 6235 Frankfurt Avenue, Philadelphia.
PJRD would also like to thank 808 Roller Skates for their sponsorship. 808 Roller Skates is an independent skate shop owned and operated by Hijinks, David Holm of Jersey Boys Roller Derby, and Team Finland Men's Roller Derby. 808 Roller Skate has been in business since 2010, serving local and national skaters in person and via their website. Visit www.808rollerskate.com.
Juke of Hearts in harm's way, jamming. Harm's way finds his way to the next level up against the Shenanigans line and is able to get lead jammer. T-stop tornado putting ahead to help Harm's Way get through the pack. Juke of Hearts is sent to the penalty box for a cut track, giving Harm's Way the power jam. Five points on the board for Dow Jones average. Harm's Way forcing blockers out of the way to pick up a total of 10 points on this jam. Kraken Jack now sent to the penalty box.
Juke of Hearts stealthily takes that outside line to finish his initial pass.
Multi-player block being called on Necrophilia. Harm's Way is through for 4. Mullen Brando sends Juke of Hearts out of bounds on the inside. Juke of Hearts is able to get 3 points.
It's a 24-point jam for Dow Jones average. Next up on the line is Ventura versus Paul Funyon. Dow Jones with a one-person pack advantage. Funyon bouncing back and forth, taking the inside line and getting lead jammer. Ventura
have sent Ezra Pound to the inside line. Paul Funyon is through the pack, gets 5 points. Make that 4 points, calls the jam. 7 minutes until the 50-50 is called, so buy your tickets now.
D-Day up on the line against Kai Sexual. Kai Sexual getting lead jammer.
Pack is huddled up at turn 2. Shenanigans blockers hitting Kai Sexuals, trying to call off the jam.
D-Day picking up 3 points on that inside line. Like a stealth bomber or something.
Dow Jones average picks up 4. After party is located at Gunner's Run, the Schmitz Commons, 1001 North 2nd Street, Philadelphia, PA 19123.
Ventura and Paul Funyon both jockeying against their respective defenses.
Shenanigans and Paul Funyon just past the pivot line.
Bisexual getting lead jammer.
Shenanigans helping Ventura. Ventura giving a thumbs up as he gets through, and Paul Funyon calls off the jam after he gets through the pack, picks up 4 points.
Bisexual getting lead jammer. And Sharskin Scott being kept by Dow Jones' defense.
Sharskin Scott able to get back on the track, get around the blocker that Wolverine back on his feet, able to make his way to the bench. Paul Funyon and D-Day behind the jammer line. Four blockers on the track for Dow Jones. Average 2 blockers for Shenanigans. And DJ's able to get through the pack. D-Day is lead jammer.
Funyon being dropped all the way back. Gets back through on the inside.
Smash Ketchum and Hef doing a great job of helping D-Day get through the pack. D-Day picks up 4 points and calls the jam. Dow Jones average with 93. Philadelphia Shenanigans with 41.
Kai Sexual next up on the line with Duke of Hearts.
Speedtree and Sharkskin Scott at the pivot line, holding back Kai Sexual. Big hit by Mullen Brando on Duke of Hearts.
Sharkskin Scott being called on a out of play penalty. Duke of Hearts taking the outside line. Pack strength is 3-3. Kai Sexual picking up 4 and coming back around.
Duke of Hearts through the pack picks up 5 points. Kai Sexual through, gets 4 and calls the jam.
Correction, Juke got 4 points for that jam, making it a 4-8 jam. Paul Funyon up on the line with Ventura. Pack strength 3-2.
The 2-wall of Dow Jones Average was able to hold off Shenanigans line and their jammer to have Paul Funyon become lead jammer. D. Baggins with a big hit on Paul Funyon in the right place at the right time.
D-Day and Kai Sexual up again on the line. Both teams at full strength. Correction. Shenanigans with the pack strength. D-Day getting lead jammer.
Shenanigans keeping Kai Sexual stuck on the inside as D-Day is through, picks up 5 points. Bill Lidgren, also known as Vader, knocks D-Day to the inside, causing a call off. And we are at halftime. Dow Jones Average with 101. Philadelphia Shenanigans with 50. Porta potty is outside. Concessions and merchandise are right behind the announcer booth. There is 12 minutes left for you to buy a ticket for pre-sale pizza. $248, $249 right now. Buy your pizza. It will arrive at 4 o'clock. Slice of pizza is $3 or get 2 for $5. We are awaiting the 50-50 ticket winner so we can announce that. Make sure you come to the merchandise table for stickers, to sunglasses, to t-shirts. Hooligans and She-Devil merchandise is now available.
Also, a reminder that our after party is located and sponsored by Gunner's Run in the Schmitz Commons in 1001 North 2nd Street in Philadelphia, PA. It's a brick-walled bar with pub grub, craft beers, cocktails made with house-made infusions, and a courtyard located in the piazza. Vegetarians and vegans can accompany their meat-eating friends in this casual spot, named for the natural creek that originally bordered the neighborhood. In addition, all sales during the after-party will have a portion of the proceeds going to PJRD, which supports PJRD's She-Devils and the Philadelphia Hooligans. Less than a minute left in this halftime. Everybody's getting into position. Everybody's loving life, loving Derby. Very slow start. D-Day and Paul Funyon were up on the line. D-Day getting lead jammer.
D-Day sneaking a peek over his shoulder, sees Paul Funyon right behind him. D-Day slows down, knocks Paul Funyon out of bounds. Calls the jam, 0 points for both jammers.
Duke of Hearts up on the line with Kai Sexual. Both teams at full strength.
Both jammers trying to find their way, and Duke of Hearts sneaks through the pack in his lead jammer for Shenanigans.
F getting called on a cut track penalty.
Pack is spread out. I don't care. Bear skating backwards, blocking out Duke of Hearts. 2 points picked up by Kai Sexual. It's a 2-2 jam.
Ventura up on the line with Paul Funyon.
Shenanigans down, a blocker. Both jammers go down.
Ventura getting knocked down, popping back up, going through that wall, getting lead jammer. Dow Jones speeding up the pack a bit.
Sin Diesel sent to the penalty box. Ventura calling off the jam. Paul Funyon able to pick up 3 points as the jam was being called.
Smash Ketchum up on the line with Kai Sexual.
Dow Jones average and Shenanigans holding strong against the jammers. Stuck at the pivot line. Stop block called on Speed Tree. Kai Sexual is lead jammer for Dow Jones average. Nice corner apex jump by Kai Sexual to pick up 5 points.
Smash Ketchum continually being recycled.
Volche Villain sends Smash Ketchum out of bounds on the inside. 3 points picked up by Kai Sexual. That's an 8-point jam for Kai Sexual. Ezra Pound sent to the penalty box.
Paul Funyon and D-Day back on the track, back behind that jammer line. D-Day powering through that pack, getting lead jammer.
Glittersaurus Rex put a big hit on D-Day, but D-Day was able to knock it off to become lead.
Dow Jones speeding up the pack a bit. D-Day saying nope and calling it off. 0-0 for that jam. Sitting at 114 Dow Jones average versus 52 for the Shenanigans. Duke of Hearts and Kai Sexual up on the line. Shenanigans with a slight pack advantage of one person.
Necro and Sin Diesel. Sin Diesel delivers the hit to knock Kai Sexual out of bounds. Timmy Twitch going back too with the recycle. Kai Sexual sends Duke of Hearts out of bounds. High block called on Sin Diesel with the hit to Kai Sexual.
Kai Sexual making it through his initial.
Duke of Hearts stuck behind Dow Jones average with Harm's Way putting a hit on Duke of Hearts. Duke of Hearts calls the jam, but Kai Sexual is able to pick up 4 points.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to see what's actually like the officiating is like. 4-4 on that last jam. Looks like Paul Funyon with the power jam. Paul Funyon with lead jammer.
Hef Speedtree and D Baggins braced up against Paul Funyon. Speedtree going back to recycle.
Sin Diesel being sent back to the box for a back block call. Duke of Hearts towing that outside line. The Lost Villain taking him out to the outside.
Paul Funyon with a 5-point pass. Duke of Hearts sent out of bounds by Mullen Brando with the help of Volche Villain. Spartan's Creed sent to the penalty box for Dow Jones average. D Baggins helping out Duke of Hearts to compress the Dow Jones average to get Duke of Hearts through the pack, who is now putting a hit on Paul Funyon. Nice apex jump by Paul Funyon to pick up 4 points and calls the jam. That was a 14-point jam for Paul Funyon.
Timeout being called by the Shenanigans. Just for a heads up, the next game is going to be Bridgetown Menace versus Mass Maelstrom. That'll be at 6 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., 11 a.m. whistle, it'll be the Hooligans versus the Bridgetown Menace. Be there for that.
Ventura gets through the pack for Shenanigans, is the lead jammer. Harm's Way is jamming for Dow Jones Average. Pack has set a pace, trying to keep Ventura from getting through.
Ventura calling it off, getting 3 points. Kai Sexual next up on the line versus D-Day. We have a clear penalty box. D-Day towing that inside line, getting lead jammer. D-Day shifting that line. Speed Tree going off on a penalty. Kai Sexual jumping the apex, calling it off, getting 4 points. Paul Funyon is up against Necrophilia.
Paul Funyon into and out of the pack is lead jammer.
Smash Ketchum going to the box for a failure to reform.
Dow Jones Average not allowing Necrophilia to get through the pack. Swept out of bounds by Calytosaurus Rex.
Paul Funyon juking out of the way of the Shenanigans skater, getting all 5 points.
Veloce Villain and Mullen Brando send Necrophilia out of bounds. A lot of recycling going on by Necrophilia.
Speed Tree going out on a failure to reform.
Smash Ketchum knocks Paul Funyon out of bounds. Hitting with the head, called on Smash Ketchum.
Which must have happened after the star pass was complete. So.
Yes, Smash Ketchum has the star. So this is a power jam for Dow Jones Average. As Paul Funyon is through the pack, calls the jam, 5 points. A 24-point jam for Paul Funyon. Make that 25.
And Kai Sexual will be up on the line for a power start. Both teams at full strength in the pack.
Kai Sexual is lead jammer. Got through the inside. Kai Sexual attempts to jump the apex, gets knocked out by Sharkskin Scott.
Harm's Way taking Smash Ketchum out to the outside.
Failure to reform called on Spartan's Creed.
Kai Sexual calls it. There's a star pass to Timmy Twitch right before the end of that jam.
Glitosaurus Rex is lead jammer for Dow Jones Average, jamming against Ventura.
Ventura taking that inside line and getting through his initial.
Glitosaurus Rex gets past the pack, calls the jam, picks up 5 points.
Paul Bunyan up on the line with D-Day.
All blockers accounted for on the track. And DJ is through the pack, is lead jammer for the Shenanigans.
Just shrugging off that defense. Paul Bunyan taking that inside line like it was not even a problem.
D-Day using his blockers to get in and out of the pack. Picks up 4 points and calls the jam.
.40 jam for the Shenanigans. Shenanigans have called an official review. Ventura taking that outside line. Getting lead jammer. Kai Sexual getting knocked to the outside, being recycled, and then being held up by the defense.
Nice job by Ventura working his way through the inside to pick up 4 points. Speedtree catching a point for Ventura, who gets a total of 2 on that jam, or on that pass, making it 6 points for Ventura.
Paul Funyon up on the line with D-Day. Everybody out of the box, everybody ready to play. D-Day getting lead jammer.
Multiplayer block being called on harm's way. D-Day is lead jammer. D-Day sweeps around, tries to get around the pack, is able to pick up 3 points before calling the jam, or as calling the jam.
Ventura next up on the line with Kai Sexual.
Ventura fighting through Dow Jones average defense, gets recycled behind the jammer line. Volche Villain knocks Ventura out of the outside. Kai Sexual sent out of bounds. Speedtree awaits his return. And Ventura is through the pack and lead. That was almost 40 seconds without a lead jammer. Big hit by Harm's Way, sending Ventura out of bounds, causing a call off. Full 3 points picked up by Ventura on that last pass. Scores Dow Jones average 175 against Philadelphia Shenanigans 80.
Paul Funyon and D-Day starting off this jam.
D-Day forcing his way through the pack to become lead jammer. And there's a cut track being called on number 132. And that's Ezra Pound. But now they're sending Paul Funyon off the track as well.
Power jam for D-Day. Some confusion between the officials. D-Day picking up 5 points.
Veloce Villain sent to the penalty box.
D-Day getting knocked to the outside and coming back in. Cut track. Timmy Twitch drawing back. Funya pinging back and ponging forth and getting through. Villain making a nice big hole.
Volche Villain returns to the pack as well as D-Day, as Hef is sent to the penalty box. 5 points picked up by Paul Funyon. Clockwise block called on Sin Diesel.
Paul Funyon picking up 4 before the end of that jam.
That was an 18-9 jam in favor of Shenanigans.
Juke of Hearts up on the line with Glittersaurus Rex.
And Glittersaurus Rex is the lead jammer.
Marlon Brando being called on a failure to reform. Glittersaurus Rex picking up 5, coming back around.
Volche Villain in front of Juke of Hearts. His Spartan's Creed is sent to the penalty box.
Glittersaurus Rex picking up his 4 and calling it. Paul Funyon and Ventura on this line.
Shenanigans with 3 blockers and Dow Jones with 2 on the track. Paul Funyon is lead jammer. Elbow call on Speed Tree.
The pack is now 2-2, and they're both racing.
And we have a skate off as the blockers are racing around the track. 3 points picked up by Ventura.
Kai Sexual and D-Day up for this next jam. Timeout called by Shenanigans.
D-Day was pushed back to come back on the track as Kai Sexual is the lead jammer.
D-Day being kicked to the outside and coming all the way back.
D-Day was ran back by harm's way as Kai Sexual is through the pack, picks up 5 points. Nice patience by D-Day. Speedtree puts a hit on Kai Sexual, who calls off the jam, picks up 4 points on that pass. Giving Kai Sexual 9 points on that jam.
Next up, Juke of Hearts and Paul Funyon.
Shenanigans with the blocker advantage. Cut track called on Juke of Hearts, who was well aware of what he did, and
Paul Funyon getting lead jammer. A lead power jam.
Timmy Twitch with Sharkskin Scott sending Paul Funyon out of bounds, and D Baggins sends Paul Funyon out of bounds as well. Vulture Villain and I Don't Care Bear keeping Kraken Jack behind the pack with help from Harmless Chainsaw. Paul Funyon through the pack, 5 points on the board.
Juke of Hearts coming up. Being recycled back after a hit from I Don't Care Bear.
Harmless Chainsaw and I Don't Care Bear. I Don't Care Bear whiffs. Paul Funyon with 5 points. Juke of Hearts being run back.
Three of Down Jones skaters gingerly walking over at the down Juke of Hearts.
Paul Funyon 5. That's 19-point jam for Paul Funyon. I Don't Care Bear sent to the penalty box.
Believe that was a multiplayer block. Believe so. Spartans Creed up against Ventura up on the line. Just about a minute and a half left in this period. Ventura.
Harm's Way Invader holding Ventura in the pack with Ezra Creed bridging, Ezra Pound bridging.
Ventura getting lead jammer.
Multiplayer block called on Smash Ketchum. Lots of skaters held off on the inside.
Ventura picking up 4 points.
Ventura calls off the jam, gets 2 points on that pass. Timeout called by Shenanigans.
Reminder for those who pre-ordered for pizza that at 4 o'clock it will be here. Feed your face with some pizza. And if you didn't pre-order for pizza, why not go to the concession stand? They have ice cream. I could go for some ice cream. It's hot in here.
I know the people at home can't feel it, but this is like a sweat box.
Wait, is that not what they called this event? I thought this was like Sweatbox Central.
No, I think it's Satan's hellhole.
Thought it was the Skulltown Skull Down. We have 19 seconds left in this period, which means that we will have one solitary jam left. D-Day and Kai Sexual up on the line for this last jam of the period.
Two shenanigan blockers out there. That's Vin Diesel. Sin Diesel. Oh, heat is getting to my head. Sin. What the? Okay. That was the fastest jam ever.
Once I figure out what's going on with that, I will let you all know.
Okay, unofficial final. Dow Jones average with 221. Philadelphia Shenanigans with 108.
So, just to inform everybody at home watching and here in the venue also watching, the reason that 19 seconds went back to 0 was that the Shenanigans didn't have any timeouts remaining, and they still called it. So, that shouldn't happen, so the clock kept running, and here we are.
So our next game is Bridgetown Menace versus Mass Maelstrom. That game will start at 6 p.m. So we have a little cushion. We can actually do some relaxing. Wait for some.
Relaxing, all shooting it cool. I don't know.
Wait for some pizza.
Eat some pizza. Eat some ice cream. Have a smoke. Have a nap. Whatever you want to do. Just be back here at 6 p.m. for the Bridgetown Menace versus Mass Maelstrom. We'll be there. Signing out for the moment, this is Rhea Culpa and Mr. Rat.